Today I'm launching a new series here on my YouTube channel that I think you will like. I think so. Not 100% sure. Fingers crossed. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm launching a new series called Something Old, Something New, Something Borrowed, Something Blank. The blank is going to be changed every month and it will rhyme with blue. For some videos, it might actually be blue. The idea behind this video is simple. Use old things with new things, borrow ideas, and then tie it all up in a bow that rhymes with blue. What?
Something blank.
Welcome to this new series. That video is coming up next. So let's take a look at the products I'm using for the first installment of this series. For my Something Old, I am going to be using Stop, Drop, and Party. This is a stamp set I designed back in 2019. That's a while ago. 2019, one of my early stamp sets for Simon Says Stamp, and I still love this design, and it's still carried in the store. So I have the coordinating dies for this as well. That's the stamp set. For my Something New, I am going to be using this really fun heart banners from Simon Says Stamp. I thought this would make a really fun panel, so that is my new product. And for Something Borrowed, I am going to use this color combination using these inks from Concord and Ninth, and I borrowed this from a video that I watched on the Concord and Ninth channel showing a card that Carissa Wiley had created, and I will be sure to link that in the description as well. And for the last piece, I am going to do something booped. Okay, I gotta do it. It's gotta rhyme with blue. It might be blue, but this time it's gonna be something booped. And if you are new to my channel, that only means I'm gonna use some type of sequin. I've got a couple pulled. I might change my mind, but for now, let's get into the card project. To get started, I have my Waffle Flower grip mat. This is the 8.5 square one, and I'm going to pop my piece of cardstock right onto the mat. This is Neenah Classic Crest in Solar White, the 110 pound, and I'm going to be making a vertical card today. So I guess what I'm going to do is, now are these numbered? Well, they are not, but I think if I play my cards right, let's just do that, because I don't think it's going to be all that hard to line up. I know there are other ways to do it, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little corner so I know exactly where to put the next stencil. That's the best we're going to do. All right. So what I'm going to do is work my way through these colors and blend them on to create my background. Now, I don't know what I was using on my brush last, so what I like to do is just keep a roll of paper towel under my desk. I pull it out. I do this until it kind of looks like that. And now I'm ready to go. So I'm going to put some music on and add this pattern to my paper with all 4 colors. That is my pattern. Now, one of the things to know about Concord and Ninth ink, they dry back and smooth and always look a little lighter. Now, this is a combo I would never think to use, right? I think I was a little juicy here with this stencil, but that's fine. I think this is really fun, and I wanted to do this first so it could set aside and smooth out and dry back a little while I work on my greeting. So let's get set up to stamp a greeting. I'm going to try a couple different stamps for the greeting, and I will also be sure to link any videos that I have using this older set, because I know I have a few. So look for those as cards that will either pop up here or I'll have them linked below. So I'm going to use Happy Anniversary of Your Terrestrial Debut because I felt like I was really clever back then. I'm also going to do Let's Party, and I'm also going to do Counting Candles is a Good Thing. Sometimes I like a minimal greeting and sometimes I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. So I like to hedge my bets and stamp out a few things that will be great. And I can also stamp one of those sub greetings on the inside of the card if I want. All right, I'm going to prep my paper with the anti-static powder. And also these stamps have held up. I mean, they're not as sticky as they once were, but just like any photopolymer, all you'd have to do with an old stamp is just run it under some warm water, get it nice and clean, and then let it air dry, and it's good to go. I'm going to use my Versamark Ink Pad. We're going to ink these up. Okay. And bring it down. And I'll use my Stampin' Bug just to add pressure to the Misti door. I'll probably hit this again. Let's see how that looks. It looks pretty good, actually. Oh, I got a lot of powder on there. Okay, gonna do it one more time. And also, the reason I like to do multiples is that then you have choices. If one does better than the other, right? Well, then you use that one. But sometimes it is just how they look. So I can add more pressure to these because they are a little bit thicker. I think I'll do it one more time. I think my pad is a little dry, which can be good. All right, there we go. And let that transfer. All right, let me get my folded piece of pink paper to catch the powder. I will clean those off in a bit. I'm going to leave them in case I need to restamp anything. So open up our little piece of paper, and I'm going to pick this up, hold it with my clothespin, and I'm going to use Brutus Monroe Alabaster White Powder on these greetings. Such a nice powder. All right, let that sit for a second. And, oh, those look very nice. Do a little more here, just to make sure we've got a good coating, and tap this off. All right, let me get my heat tool. We will warm everything up and then melt the powder. Get you back in there, like that. This is not sounding good. It's starting to sound like it's falling apart. All right, there we go. Let me get the coordinating dies and we'll cut these out. Actually, just in case anyone's never seen a video before on card making, I use a damp stamp chamois with water just to wipe the Versamark ink off the stamps. Keep them in this lovely little holder, which, yeah, keeps it damp and not too smelly, but you still have to wash the little wipe. And now I can put my stamps back on the acetate. I have to say, sometimes it's nice to have magnets for your most used dies, but it's also easy just to keep the little envelope, right, that they come in, and then stick that in the back of your storage pocket. Sometimes I use magnets and sometimes I don't, but for this one, apparently I did not. So we're just going to line up the dies here. I think, does that one cut that one? You know what? I may have the wrong. Let me cut the other one out real quick. Actually, let me show you, because I think, is that the one? Oh, yep. Okay. So in this case, I do have to cut it because, see, I never used that one. Something old, I tell you. All right, we're going to cut that. break that apart. These are my Hero Arts snips. And then we'll come in here and get those out from the inside. I thought that looked a little off on the size. Put that little pokey friend back in there, and that should be good. I might use a little tape only because I have a lot of things happening on here. So we'll line you up like that. All right, tape you into place. Yes, well, it's not really, it's not really going so well. All right, here we go. Like that. Yeah, that looks good. The magnet on this is nice, but sometimes it does slip. And I think it slips the more that I cut into it. And I do cut into the mat for the Anna Griffin Empress. They say not to when you get the machine, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. I cut into the clear plate on the bottom. I cut into the mat. You really just have to, you know, kind of figure it out. All right. And here's the thing too, when I first started designing stamps, so this is in probably my second year, I definitely designed my dies to have a closer cut. And some people love that. And I am not a fan of the super close trim. So in the past few years, I've started changing that up. But for the Let's Party, there is no coordinating die just because it's all the same depth of type here. There's no dips or whatever. So I thought, you know what? You can cut it out with a sentiment strip. And I actually like that generous sort of spacing, although I do want to see what this looks like. It might be a little, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the larger one. These sentiment labels from Simon Says Stamp are probably, well, one of my top 2 most used dies. They're very all-purpose, even if you're just wanting to cut out a bunch of strips in different sizes, but for cutting out sentiments, it's fantastic. All right, I'm going to go ahead, run these through the die cut machine, and we'll see what we get. And we have, oh, come here now. Oh, those all look great. So 3 choices. Let me figure out what I'm going to do next. Actually, you know what I'll do while I'm here? I'm going to take these off. Okay, get you off here. And I'm going to cut a little fishtail here using the die. I never seem to get it perfectly straight, but you know what? That's okay. All right, I'll go ahead and run this through. Hey, that looks pretty good. All right, so I have a little fishtail now, and then I'll just cut the end off there, and then we have some different choices for our greeting. Now that this has had time to dry, I just wanted to show you how much lighter this looks the longer it dries, specifically the Tidepool. I'm going to drop in an image here just to show you how different it looks from the first layer of ink that goes down and then to what actually dries out. For example, this is the Tidepool cardstock, and that dried perfectly back to match this. I decided that I wanted to go on the lighter Grapefruit cardstock, and so these are the colors, right? This is what I'm going to be doing. Again, not 100% sure. How do I want to do this? I am going to crop some of this because, you know, I like to crop a panel down. I'm just not sure. Maybe that is the crop that I want. The thing is, too, you can crop it wonky and have it, you know, not be as straight. I'm going to go ahead and cut my panel out with one of my Waffle Flower Layers dies. Let's just get that crop. I'd like to have the hearts be split right about the same. A little at the top, a little at the bottom. I like that right there. So yes, I'm going to go run that through my die cut machine. And now I have my panel. Got a little schmutz on there. If you ever see something that gets pressed in from your plate, oftentimes an adhesive eraser will take that off for you. So now I have my panel, and I actually don't know yet which one I want to do. You'll have to let me know in the comments because I am going to pop this up a little. I love this greeting so much. I think it's cheeky and fun, but I also like Let's Party. I mean, Let's Party could just be cute right across, you know, right across the center like that. That's cute. But this also, I love how minimal, actually, I wouldn't put it. I love how minimal that is. So now here's the other question. What color is my note card going to be? What if I made it also in this grapefruit See, I was really heavy-handed with the grapefruit there, so that is drying back a little bit differently to my eye, but I may have pulled the wrong cardstock. Let's make a couple card bases and we'll decide. I'm going to give it a try on the grapefruit. So I've got a piece here. This is 11 inches by 4 1/4. I'm going to score this at 5 1/2 because I'm making a US A2 note card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That looks good. Take my Teflon bone folder and just give that a nice press. There we go. All right. I've put some foam tape here on the back. This is from Ulta New, and that just gives that nice little frame, right? All right, let's zoom in a little bit here. And I think I'm gonna, well, do I need to tape this? This is a 100-pound cardstock. It tends to stay flat nicely. So I don't think I have to tape it in, but I'll remove the backers. Like that. And now I'll pop this down. I'm going to stand up over this. Forgive the fuzziness of my head if it gets in the way, but I love that framing margin space. Now comes the time. Do we do, you know, like if I put it over here, oh gosh, there's just something about that that is so cute. I'm really torn. But I also really love that. And I put foam squares on the back of all of that. And you know what? I might do this, and I like this being anchored down inside. I feel like it kind of really works with this design. So, and again, it's one of my favorite greetings from the set. I thought it was cheeky, thought it was funny. It was just another way to say happy birthday, right? And we always, you know, we say happy birthday to people every year, and I think we mean it most of the time. But we also, you know, we can get more inventive, right? We can say goofy things. So let's get this all going, all right? And I have got these stuck to me. Let me add a little liquid glue just so I have that little bit of wiggle room. Get out of there. Get out of there, little random backer. Okay, we'll just put a little here. I like this idea. And here's the thing, when I do these extras, right, I have these for later. And I keep a little bin of things that I've created, and sometimes I come back to them, and sometimes I don't. But I want this to be right about the same from top to bottom, side to side. And we're going to pop that down. All right, now the something blank is going to be something booped, and I think I'm just going to go with some clear shine. So let me figure out an arrangement and we will get those booped. So here is the something booped. And again, that's just something I've been saying for years, but I don't know. I put a sequin down, I want to say boop. It's just me. I can't stop it now. It's been going on too long. But here I just have an odd number, so there's 7, and they're just kind of cascading down. So let's get our glue ready and pick it up with my little tool here. A little bit of glue and boop. Goes very quickly at the end. Boop. Love this stencil though. Boop. I've had it in my new pile of things to play with, and that is going to be a fun thing too, boop, for this series. But see, most of the things that I get, boop, are new, right? I show a lot of new products. That's part of the job, boop, when you are a content creator on YouTube, boop. But this gives me a chance also to go back and celebrate all of the fun products that have been, well, sitting around waiting for some love. And that's my finished card project. Something old, something new, something borrowed, the color scheme, and something booped. I hope you're inspired to take this challenge and find the same things in your craft space. Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something, well, maybe you can try booped too. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Here are 2 more card projects you might be interested in checking out.